Hamilton's Frankton railway station opened in 1975, and although the passenger services are now a far cry from what the station saw in its heyday, the freight trains are still reasonably frequent. The station is located immediately south of the junction where the East Coast Main Trunk branches off and goes over to Tauranga. On Thursday, March 7, we went over to Hamilton primarily to see DH2845 being towed dead on train 234 to Auckland, as she had recently been overhauled at Hutt Workshops. For reference, if a locomotive is towed dead, that means that she's towed in the consist of a normal train, but the prime mover has not been fired up. There are only 6 examples of the DH class in existence, and they were built by General Electric in 1978. They are essentially off-the-shelf GE U10B locomotives altered to suit New Zealand conditions. These days, it's a very rare thing to see a DH anywhere other than Mount Maunganui or Auckland's Westfield Yard. Our first catch was at 5:20 p.m. This was the M52 shunt returning from Waitoa, with DCs 4260 and 4058 on the point. 4260 still carries the rare KiwiRail Phase 1 livery, which was only ever worn by 7 locomotives. DL 9481 was following close behind with train 334 from Mount Maunganui, and showed up only 11 minutes behind the DCs. DL 9475 was bringing in train 474 from Strathmore Siding, on the southern edge of Tokoroa, but she had to stop for a red signal, as DFB 7335 was on her way in with Te Huia. Why the DL stopped so far away from the signal is anyone's guess. DFB 7335 had brought in the 1520 ex-Auckland Strand service, one of the extra services added to the Thursday and Friday schedule from the 8th of February onwards. At 3 minutes to 6, DC's 4058 and 4260 went past the station again. But this time, they were headed for Hautapu and chucking out enough exhaust to give the Metra EMD F40PH locomotives a run for their money. It wasn't long before DFB 7335 propelled the empty Te Huia coaches back to Te Rapa, with the driver now operating the train from the cab of the SRV cab car. Last but not least, we finally get Train 234, the Wellington to Auckland service. DL's 9360 and 9786 were leading the charge, with DH 2845 marshalled behind the main locomotives. 234 passed by 1 hour and 12 minutes after we first saw DC's 4260 and 4058. And as a bonus, here's Train 334S passing the Strand in Tauranga on Sunday, March 10, with DL 9106 leading the charge and a DSG 3249 being towed dead.